You want to hear something crazy? I can't code, like, at all. I'm the guy that if the printer jammed, I'd have to ring up, my tech guy. But in the last 12 months, that's not stopped me from creating not one, not two, but 8 AI systems that help me run not just my business, but also elements of my personal life. Things like my investments, my research work, publishing content for me, helping me stay on top of my emails. You know, uh, Pretty much it's like having my very own team. It works 24/7 in the background. And today, I'm going to share with you how I did it with no code, with no experience in engineering. So here's the thing, as service providers, as coaches, as consultants, we got into this business to help people, right? To change lives, to solve real problems. But if your experience is anything like mine, you know what it's like to spend maybe 20% of your time actually doing the things that improve your business, doing the things that you love, doing the things like reaching out to your clients, potential clients, or working and figuring out ways to improve the experience for existing clients. But the rest of the time, like 80%, you're doing things that are important, but you'd prefer if somebody else did them for you. Things like sending follow-up emails. You're copy pasting the same response over and over again. So boring. Or trying to track all of your leads from all the different channels that you have, different social media, uh, you know, points or whatever you do. Excel sheets, formatting Excel sheets, figuring out formulas, things that you just don't want to do. I was spending more of my time being a data entry clerk than being a change interventionalist. That's my real work. That's the real value I bring to my clients. I help people change their human behavior, their human patterns. And not doing that most of my time was killing me. The truth is, most of us are trying to do the work of an entire team alone. We are the CEO, we are the marketing department, we are the sales department, and we're also the customer service rep. You know, and over a year ago, I realized I couldn't keep going on like that. Something had to change. So I made a decision. I was going to build a system, that could handle this work that I don't want to do for me. I was trying to automate everything and anything that I could automate. But remember, I'm not a techie. I never went to school to become an engineer, and I still can't code to save my life. So this was an experiment. Um, I thought to myself, what if I could just, like talk to AI? As if I was talking to like a really smart assistant. And the first thing I built was a new website for myself. You can go and check it out. It's my name, jayparekh.co. It'll be probably linked in the description. I literally told my AI agent, I'm a change interventionalist. I work with high achievers who feel stuck, and I want a website that shows my clients what I do. So, about 45 minutes later, I had a website that looked better than anything I could have built myself or probably even hired somebody else to build. You can go see it, and no joke, it was just incredible. So then I got a bit greedy, and I thought, what about that personality assessment test that I've been wanting to create for years? Because this has been something I've been wanting to do for a long time, but I just didn't know how to do it. I tried many different tools, nothing worked. So I spent one afternoon, like sitting with my AI assistant and describing to it exactly how the assessment worked, what questions to ask, how to score it. And by dinner time, I had a fully functioning test that automatically emailed my clients their personalized results. Almost 100 people have done this test so far, and they've discovered their personality patterns, which is crazy because I didn't know how to make it. I just knew what I wanted. So here's where it got really interesting. And I started to think a bit bigger. So I said, okay, what does my business need? So I need a lead capture mechanism, right? So I built one, right? something that just doesn't collect emails, but also qualifies prospects, books calls, sends personalized follow-ups, and stuff like that. It was incredible. So then I said, okay, let's get even more crazy, right? I have some small investments that I wanted to see if I could find a way to manage with less time for me putting in. So I said, okay, let me build a portfolio manager that tracks all of my investments across different assets and then gives me like a daily report. So I don't have to like go and check the news and check prices and what if it happened automatically. So I built this portfolio manager. Then I built automated trading bots that actually executed strategies that I would do myself sitting on the screen, but or it would just do them for me. So um, I then said, okay, let me do another thing. I hate uploading content. I like making it, but I don't like uploading it. So maybe I could create a content automation system that took my core ideas, helped me, create posts, help me make the YouTube video, and then also help me upload and publish them, schedule them for me. So all of the stuff besides the creative stuff is all automated. So it was it was so interesting. And then I said, what if I created a personal assistant, right? Somebody who orchestrates everything in my business, manages my calendar, handles routine client questions, everything that I need in my coaching business, including helping me prep for my coaching sessions. So that's 8 systems that I built in less than 12 months with zero coding skills. So how do I do it? Here's how I did it. And the thing is, it is stupidly simple. It's literally 3 steps. Okay. So step one is find something in your business or in your life that annoys you. And I mean really annoys you. The thing that you keep putting off to do because it's boring or it's repetitive or it's just yuck. Okay. So you find that thing. Step two, you describe to AI what you want. Like you're talking to a really smart assistant or a friend. Don't worry about technical terms, just explain what you do. Kind of like this, like kind of literally on your phone, talk to it. That's what I do. Step three is then follow with the instructions that the AI gives you. Okay? It'll break it down into bite sized steps and you just do what it says. It's like, when you order food in a restaurant, you don't know how to cook, or maybe you do, right? But I don't know how to cook. So when I go to a restaurant and I don't understand the kitchen, I don't understand the ingredients, I don't understand all of these things, but I just go to the waiter and I say, listen, when the waiter comes, I just say, listen, I want a pasta with mushrooms and make it spicy, add chicken. And then the waiter takes that to the chef, and the chef figures out all the technical stuff and how to make the food and all of that. And then sometime later, you get the food, right? The trick is that you need to know what you're hungry for. I wanted a system that would automatically follow up with leads. And I didn't use any technical language to create that system. I said something like, when someone downloads my free personality assessment report, I want to send them 3 emails over the next week that can help them change one pattern that they're struggling with. Okay, so speak to them like they're human, and then AI translates that human language into machine language, and it gives you the technical steps, and you just follow along. Now, here's the real breakthrough that I had, and this changed everything for me. I've realized that the bottleneck isn't execution anymore. That's execution is not what's stopping you. Execution is a commodity. What's really the most valuable thing over here is your ability to think through your choices and make good quality decisions. Let me explain. AI can execute almost anything you can describe. It can write code, it can design websites, it can create assessments, it can analyze data, it can do research, it can post content. The execution part, that's completely handled today. What AI can't do for you is decide what's worth executing in the first place. It's like having the world's best car, the fastest car in the world, but you still need to decide where to drive it. AI is the car. It's fast, and with some tuning, it can take you anywhere. But you are still the driver. You decide the destination. You choose the route. You make the judgment calls, right? The question isn't how do I learn to code or how do I learn to use AI? The question is what problems are worth solving in my business or in my life? Okay. I realized that I was spending hours every week researching, writing content, publishing content, going over emails, doing follow-ups, and other things that I'd rather not do at all. That was the problem worth solving for me because I wanted to spend more of my time doing things that I actually enjoyed and things that only I could do, like spending more time working with clients, right? So AI could execute the solution, but I had to recognize the problem first. What should we automate? What should we keep human, right? Those are the questions you need to ask in your business. Those are the judgment calls that you need to make. And that's where your expertise matters. Okay? So how do you get started with this? Right? How do you actually start? Well, right now, I want you to think of one task in your business that makes you go like, shh, like, yuck. And every time you think you want to do it, you get repelled. You don't follow through. Things like updating your website, creating social media posts, or planning your posts, or it could be maybe doing like general follow-ups, right? Just pick one task, any one task. Okay, then what you do is you open up Claude or ChatGPT or whichever other AI tool you prefer to use. I like Claude, and using your voice, just describe that task, okay, as if you're explaining it to an assistant or a friend over coffee. Switch on your Claude and just say to it, I hate that I have to manually send follow-up emails to people. Um, I want you to create a system for me that every time somebody downloads my free guide, uh, you just send them an automated email once every 2 weeks about things that they could find valuable, and send me the draft, and I'll okay it before you send it across, and make sure you do it in my own voice. Here are a few samples of things that I've written in the past. Something like that. Simple. Just like how you would instruct somebody else in your team to do this for you. That's it. That's your starting point. Then AI, if it needs, could ask you some clarifying questions. And once you're clear on that, it'll give you a step by step instruction to follow, to build it. That's it. That's all you have to do. That's all I do. And here's the thing though, the biggest shift going into this is not about you saving your time or creating an AI system. I mean, yes, you'll do all of that, but the real shift is going to be in your patterns. It's going to be in your beliefs about what's possible. Because when you realize you can build systems without being technical, right, everything changes. You start seeing solutions everywhere. Your creativity is unleashed, right? Like that client question that you keep getting 10 times a week. What do you do about it? You can build a system, right? That report you have to create every single month. You could build a system for it. That process for onboarding new clients that takes up some time in your week, build a system for it. The thing is, now you stop being limited by what you can personally execute, and you start being limited only by what you can imagine, right? So here's my challenge for you. In the comments below, tell me what's that one thing in your business that eats up the most of your time? That thing that makes you think, there's got to be a better way to do this, right? Drop it in the comments below. I'll read every single one and I'll give you specific ideas of how maybe you could automate it, or at least how I would go about it. All right. If you thought this was helpful, hit that like button. It tells YouTube that more people just like you need to see this stuff, and it really helps me get this message out. And remember, you don't need to be technical anymore. There's one thing I'm going to take out of this video. It is that you don't need to be technical to build technical solutions. Okay? You just need to be clear about what the problems are that are worth solving. I'll see you in the comments.